So I've made the this is what you should consider before you get a curly cut video. I've made the how to find and vet a curl artist to cut your hair video. And so maybe you're wondering, like, why are you making another curly cut video? But for this video, I really kind of want to make it like a philosophy of this channel introduction type video, because people do come to my channel, they see that I regularly get curly cuts, and it kind of, some people are puzzled by that. They're like, dang, you're cutting off everything that you're growing. And you know, or they may be like, well, why would you want to do that? There just seems to be an overall concern with length retention and measuring the growth of one's hair. So I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and make a video kind of touching on all of those points. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where I help frustrated naturals simplify their hair care so they can do less and get more results. So another way that I do less is I get my hair cut by somebody else, right? And I actually get my hair cut once a year. I did recently do a 6-month type haircut, and I probably will go and do another 6-month haircut. But for the purposes of this video and what I'm going to be sharing here, I typically just get my hair cut once a year. So one thing that people seem to be really concerned with, as I said, is length retention, right? They're concerned that if you're regularly getting your hair cut at regular intervals, in a curly state at that, how can you possibly be retaining length? So I want to share with you guys a photo that I stole. However, the photo is of me. So I feel like the stealing is not as bad because I am in the photo. But my hairstylist DM'd me this photo of myself from 2019. I'm wearing a wash and go. It is not stretched or anything like that. It is a side profile photo. And I have been getting my hair cut by the same person for 3 years. And the reason she sent me this photo is because she was like, your hair has grown a whole lot. And so I did not plan to film this when I didn't have a wash and go. But I'm gonna go and try to find maybe a side profile would be even better, but just find a picture of a recent wash and go of mine so you can see just how much length I have been able to retain over these 3 years. This is my regular wash and go. I feel like sometimes with people who get curly cuts or who wear their hair curly, kinky, coily all the time, it's very difficult to see length. But when you have a really large gap, like 3 years, which is what I will be showing, it is a little bit more apparent that, yeah, hair growth has taken place for sure. So I want to talk a little bit about why I get my hair cut at regular intervals, just in general, not specifically talking about curly cuts, and then kind of why I get curly cuts as well. You know what I mean? So first of all, why I get my hair cut at regular intervals in general. Prior to doing that, I used to do my own hair. I would cut my own hair maybe once a year. Actually, no, I actually did every 6 months. I would twist my hair up and I would do this like super small dusting that really wasn't even a real cut. And of course, even though I would regularly buy and throw away shears, I'm sure the shears were not sharp enough either. And so doing that method in the past, I was able to healthily grow thick, full hair to mid-back length. And I mean the top of mid-back length, you know what I mean? Just where we call it mid-back length. So I was able to get my hair there. And then I would further grow it down to waist. And then when I would get to waist, the hair would just be really uneven. It would be broken, it would be damaged, and then I would have to chop my hair back, typically chopping it back to bra strap or mid-back length. And I've had to do that 2 times, and I did those cuts myself. And so it was just all bad. But when I started to get my hair professionally cut in 2019, since then, I have grown my hair past the point of typical breakage and raggediness, and my hair is not raggedy. So I'm finally able to achieve lengths and health at certain lengths that I've never been able to achieve before. Now specifically, why do I get curly cuts? Because I wear my hair curly. I mean, it is what it is. I wear kinky curly hair. Yes, I know I am wearing this stretched out loose coil wave ponytail situation right now, but I almost never wear my hair like this, right? But I am feeling this. I am feeling this. As an update to the last video, the Flexi Rod situation gave me exactly the hair that I was looking for, okay? But anyway, I firmly believe, and I've said it in one of those earlier videos that I mentioned that I've talked about curly cuts, you should get your hair cut how you wear it. And I primarily wear my hair shrunken up in a wash and go. And so that is how I get it cut. And I really, it matters to me. I really care about how my hair looks when it's in the wash and go, because that's how people see me. When I walk outside, if my hair is looking crazy in a wash and go state, that's what people are gonna see 9 times out of 10, because that is how I wear my hair. You see what I'm saying? So of course, naturally, the curly cut definitely prioritizes shape over length. Length is going to happen, and I'll talk a little bit more about why I'm just like, length gonna happen anyway, but it does prioritize shape over everything. So I'm trying to create a certain look for my hair when it's in its wash and go state. And so naturally, in a full calendar year, I am not going to retain that 6 inches of hair growth. And that's even if my hair even grows that fast anyway. I am not going to retain that because of the curly cuts. And so I guess I kind of have a hypothesis about this, and why curly cuts seem to not grow super fast or anything like that. And so for instance, on my personal hair, and this is extremely personal, it's gonna not be the same for everybody else, but the front of my hair grows ridiculously fast. Like, y'all, it has grown to my belly button several times, okay? The hair in the front is ridiculous. The thing is, it outgrows the hair in the back, and it hangs a little bit more loosely as well. So when I'm wearing my wash and go, it grows out of my wash and go and does not look good, and it looks bad really fast. So I have always had my hairstylist shorten the front so that when it grows out, it doesn't really look as bad. It still kind of has a cohesive look to the overall haircut. And then in the back, the hair in the back on the sides, like one side or the other, will always grow faster. So for a long time, it was the left side growing faster, but recently it's been the right side, and it typically will outgrow the other portions of my hair. So when I go and I sit in the chair, I always communicate to my hairstylist that I want to keep as much length as possible, but please clean up the shape. So she's like, oh girl, you just keep letting this hair grow. Wow, like how long is it now? Like, and then she proceeds to neaten up the shape. So naturally, the parts of my hair that grow a lot faster, they've grown out of the shape. They've left the shape, right? But then the parts of my hair that grow slower, they're at a certain point and they need to be included in the shape. So when she cuts my hair, she is cutting a crap ton from the front. Almost most of the hair that is on the floor at the end of my haircut is coming from right here. That's where most of the hair is coming from because it is so long. And then of course a little bit from the back. She never really cuts that much from the back. It's mostly cutting from the front to blend it in because it is so freaking ridiculous. And so in the end, essentially, if I have explained this well enough, my hair is retaining length at the speed of the slowest growing hair on my head, which is like the hair kind of in the middle back. So listen, we ain't getting super long until that hair gets super long, you know what I mean? So it can seem like, my goodness, like you are not retaining any length at all. Oh my God, your hair is not growing. But every time I sit in that chair to get my hair cut again, my hair is longer than the last time I sat in that chair. And that's what really matters. I am not in a competition with anybody else to grow my hair faster than anybody else. There is no goal or prize that I'm gonna get from reaching length milestones super fast. It really doesn't matter. And I think that I definitely need to make that clear and at the forefront for people trying to figure out like what the heck is going on. Because the way I look at it overall is I'm always going to grow more hair than she cuts. Always, I'm going to grow more hair than she cuts because I keep my hair in pretty decent condition, and she's not really having to cut a lot of my hair off for health purposes. This example is really exaggerated, but imagine someone who gets their hair cut once a year. They started off from bald, they grew 6 inches of hair, right? Because that's about an average that someone could possibly grow in a given year. Say they then go to the salon after a year and their hair is raggedy, and the hairstylist is like, girl, I gotta cut 3 inches off of this. They cut the hair to half of the length, and then they go another year and they grow out another 6 inches, so now they have 9 inches of hair. They sit down in that chair and the person's like, listen, you didn't learn your lesson. You still doing the thing that I told you not to do. I gotta cut another 3 inches off your hair. Now they cut the 3 inches off and the person has 6 inches of hair. That is more hair than they had the last time they sat down. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by I'm always gonna grow more hair than she cuts off. And my hair is longer year over year every single time I sit in that chair. And as we can see from my 2019 picture, something growing over here. Something is happening over here with the length of my hair. Hey, I'm not trying to convince you to go get curly cuts, y'all. Really, honestly. If you don't want to get your hair cut curly, that's cool. You don't have to do it at all, okay? You don't have to do it. But if you are interested in my other curly cut videos, check it out. I mean, the video of before you go get that curly cut, and then the video of how to find a hairstylist, and vet them too, because that is really important. Subscribe. I put up videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.